I'm going to give you some schooling. Do you remember the periodic table?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what AU is?
AU, aluminum?
Oh, close. Gold.
Gold?
That's pretty good.
Gold is AU?
Yeah, that's correct.
That's weird.
We'll have
Should
another
be GL.
question. Well, you know what you could use is one of these books, the AP Chemistry for Dummies. Because, well, I'm not saying but you know what I'm talking about, don't you? And look, I always wondered, we all know these books. We all have seen them around. I've always wondered who wrote them. It looks like Peter Michalecki, Dr. Peter Michalecki. And, oh, by gum, there he is. Peter right here. In fact, we're at the Fusion Academy in Solana Beach. It's an interesting teaching academy where they teach everybody one-on-one. You're a teaching consultant for Fusion now, but you were the chemistry teacher, science teacher here.
Absolutely, science and math.
Yeah. And so how did you come up with, the reason we're here, you wrote, well, a whole bunch of these books, chemistry and biology for dummies and so forth, and as school starts, a good thing to read maybe.
Yeah, it's a good companion to a textbook, or for students who are really intimidated by the subject, it's a good entry point.
Oh boy, I know I was. Did you do and mathematics as well?
Right. Fusion has also done pre-calculus and pre-calculus workbook for dummies.
Absolutely. Okay, and we have two students here. Thank you, students, for being here. Who's here?
Sydney and Philip.
Okay, Sydney and Philip, and you're going to do a little demonstration with the chemistry. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, actually, would you mind holding it? I have to use my hands here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got some water here that we've made alkaline with sodium hydroxide, and that's made the pH high, which we're going to reveal by using a pH indicator, phenolphthalein, and you can see it turns the solution a deep pink color. Okay. Now, we can add other solutions to this alkaline water. This is just some ice water, and Sydney, would you mind adding a little bit? Okay, and what we're going to see here is cold water, all right, thank you, Sydney, has no effect on the pH, okay? Now here's some cold water that we've made cold through the addition not of regular ice, but of dry ice, which is solid carbon dioxide. Yeah. Philip, would you mind adding that?
All right,
dry ice. Okay, a little more, Okay, thanks. All right, we can see that the color changed from pink to clear.
Indeed.
Why did that happen? Anybody know?
What page is that on, Peter?
That's the entire chapter on acids and bases.
Is it? Okay.
Right. And what this reveals is something that happens in our bloodstream. When you add carbon dioxide to water, you form carbonic acid. Okay? The acid, which is the proton here, reacts with the phenolphthalein to change the pH, and it goes from a basic form of our indicator, which is pink, to the neutral form. Okay,
so let me ask you this. If you're having trouble with chemistry, and kids sometimes do, this would help you, this workbook, this Chemistry for Dummies.
It's very conversational and light in tone, which is what we do here at the Academy.
Just like here at the Fusion Academy here in Solana Beach. Very interesting. Did you learn something, Dan? By the way, if you didn't, it's on page, what page is that on?
I would say the entire chapter on acids and bases.
There you go. Yeah. Dan, yes, indeed. So we could all learn something from these Chemistry for Dummy books, and in fact, we have its author here with us and some willing students. We're going to do another demonstration for you coming up in about 20 minutes or so. Dan, go to the periodic table. Do you know what AG is? AG.
AG.
AU was gold.
AG. Let me think about it for a minute.
All right.
AG. What is it?
Don't look it up on the computer.
It's argon.
It's silver.
Argon?
Silver.
Silver. Well, yeah, I was listening to Joe. He threw me off the cliff. Yeah,
well, I know. Okay.
A little push.
All right, I understand.
Yeah,
so
I don't
next
need
time,
a push, Joe. I can jump off myself.
Next time, don't listen to Joe.
All right.
Concentrate on us and our chemistry.
All right.
We'll come back. A little more important right now. Boy, I could have used these, but we all know the yellow and black books for dummies. I could have used this one 180 years ago, that's for sure. We're at the Fusion Academy in Solana Beach. We're talking to the author of this dummy book, and we're going to get an experiment. Students, goggles on, please. Gloves are on. Turn to page 287 in your workbooks. We'll be right back in 2 minutes and 2 seconds as Good Morning San Diego continues in a minute.
All right, Mike Castellucci is getting some schooling today, and if only we had these books when we were kids, Mike, it might have helped a little bit.
Yeah, no kidding. That ACT book, did I need that?
Man.
Yeah, I won't tell
I
you
know,
what my
baby.
score was. That's why I'm in TV. But anyway, this gentleman probably got a little higher score on his ACTs. Do you want to tell us what your score was?
I think it was a 34.
I'm not telling you what I did. And he authored these books, AP Chemistry for Dummies. Peter Michalecki right here with us from Fusion Academy. You used to be the science teacher here. Now you've moved on. Now you're the, what, here?
I was the assistant director here, and I'm the director of our Mission Viejo campus.
Very good. Fusion Academy, where students come and learn one-on-one here in Solana Beach. But we wanted to track down Peter because he wrote these books, and with school starting, these could be good for students these days. We didn't have this when we were kids.
Yeah, it's a good way for them to dip their toe in the water before sort of committing to the full-on textbook. And we use it as a tool.
And speaking of water, you have a little experiment. Please take us through it. Right. Don't blow us up.
Goggles on. All right. So what I have in this burette, this deep purple solution, is potassium permanganate. The reason it's purple is because the manganese metal is bonded to oxygens, and those bonds absorb light.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, Sydney, maybe if you just put a few drops of the potassium permanganate into some water.
Sydney, a few drops of the potassium and some.
All right. Okay. All right. And we can see that simply going into water doesn't disrupt the bonds, and therefore we retain the purple color.
Right.
Now Brent, however, is going to put some of the potassium permanganate into a solution of hydrogen peroxide and sulfuric acid.
Okay.
And Brent.
Something's going to happen.
Okay. A little more, Brent. Faster. Faster. We can see it's fizzing, and the purple turns clear.
Right. Wow. Look at that.
Okay. So Brent, why did that happen?
The metal got separated from the oxygen?
Exactly. We had a redox reaction in which the manganese metal is dissociated from the oxygens, and so those light-absorbing bonds disappear.
And did you learn that on page 287 of the AP Chemistry for Dummies book? Yes, he did. Obviously. There you go. I think it's very interesting, especially with school starting here, that these books are available. In fact, I think you could come to the Fusion Academy and maybe get one signed by this guy. Right? Yeah? Okay. By the way, Dan, he was also in the Army, and a very interesting story. You actually, tell people what you did there.
I was an Arabic linguist and interrogator.
Arabic linguist?
Yeah.
Wow. And interrogator. That's, I guess, another day and another story.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just found out, Dan, why they call it the periodic table.
Oh, do tell.
Because periodically you look at it. This is the first time I've seen it in about 10 years. I don't know.
Yes, and this is enough for the rest of our lives.
That's exactly right.
If we never see it again, it's okay. Anyway.
Right.
All right, Michael, good stuff. Maybe you can find more about that interrogation stuff and tell me later
another
off
day.
camera.
Exactly.
All right, man. See you later.